is one of those artists where he just doesn't get to give you a verse. He's gonna give you so many ad libs, so many background vocals. He's gonna add so much flavor, so much. He does his own producing, so he's gonna add some little producing and sound effects and stuff.
I do it for the love first, peep the intentions, man. I spit game, but you never learn no lessons, man.
Goddamn, we back at it. And today I'm just going over a quick video. Hopefully it's a quick video. It just depends on how much I ramble. As per usual, you know what I mean. I like to talk and ramble for a moment. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a 7-minute video. Next, you know, it turns to 15. But nonetheless, the video we talk about today is hip hop cheat code features. Now this is we all know when the new single comes out, a track list for a new album comes out, you look at the features, you see who's featured on the album, you be like, oh, this person's featured, yeah, you know the track is gonna be a banger. Oh, this person's featured, oh, they gotta add so much flavor, so much style, the bars, the rhymes that they're singing is gonna be added so much value to it. So this is gonna be a hopefully quick video of me compiling of a decent list of people that I think when you just see the names featured on the track on a new album that's coming out, you're like, yeah, that feature's going to do so much for the album. That feature's going to do so much for the track, wherever it might be, whatever topic, subject matter. Of course, it's going to depend on who's going to be featured on there. But you just see this name, you just know, yeah, it's going to be a good time. So let's just hop right onto it. I'm just get the obvious out the way. Obviously, you got the big three: Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, we already know. Drake stimulus is a whole freaking phrase behind it, man. The Drake stimulus, when it comes to him, obviously people that's featured on his tracks, or when he's featured on other people's tracks, the Drake stimulus comes into effect. So obviously that's an obvious one. The last few years, probably not even the last few years, honestly, for the last like decade or so, we already know when J. Cole's featured on somebody's track, his verse is probably might be a feature of the year contender, just every time. I think my favorite, like one of the things is people say is feature runs, and J. Cole tends to go on feature runs after he releases his album, which makes perfect sense for artists to continue on there, keep themselves relevant in some way, shape, or form. They go on the feature runs, and J. Cole is notorious for going on feature runs. I think his post off season, I think that between the off season and Might Delete Later, so that 3-year span or so is probably my favorite feature run from J. Cole, because he went another feature run at the KOD. He's been on a decent feature run since Might Delete Later from early last year. But the feature runs that J. Cole goes on, obviously his verse is typically a verse of the year contender. And then obviously running out the big three, we got Kendrick Lamar. Obviously the Kendrick Lamar's name, especially in the past year and a half now, it's been like, yeah, you get a Kendrick Lamar feature now, you're like, yeah, he's about to do something crazy. So that's the obvious ones. I got the obvious ones, got the big three out the way. Now I'm about to go to the main ones. The main ones that's lesser known. Well, I guess we do see relatively lesser known artists where you be like, you see that name feature, you're like, yep, that's a solid feature. I'm gonna just go out the gate while the big one, Ty motherfucking Dolla $ign. Ty motherfucking Dolla $ign, his goddamn angelic voice. When you see that man's feature on the track, like, oh, yep, he about to come in, he about to add so much soul, so much flavor. His singing is gonna be top tier, and yeah, so much so that this man released an album back in 2021 called featuring Ty Dolla $ign. It became so much of a meme where you see it featuring Ty Dolla $ign with bigger track that he released his own album titled featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Absolutely insane. But when you see just Ty Dolla $ign, I mean, you just know that feature is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to add so much flavor. He's damn near featuring on everyone's album. If it's a mainstream album, you don't have Ty Dolla $ign on there, it's like, what are you doing? You got to get that Ty Dolla $ign because you just have to. Some way, somehow, he's always going to deliver on this feature. He's just a perfect feature artist. Next up, we got Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak has been slowing down the last few years, I would say, in terms of his features. But when he does provide a feature, similar to with Ty Dolla $ign, Anderson .Paak is one of those artists where he just doesn't get to give you a verse. He's gonna give you so many ad libs, so many background vocals. He's gonna add so much flavor, so much. He does his own producing, so he's gonna add some little producing and sound effects and stuff. When you just see a feature Anderson .Paak, oh yeah, this just not gonna be a verse that you just send over to someone. He's gonna add so much style, so much flavor, so much sauce to the track, and he just like feature Anderson .Paak. Yeah, it's gonna be more than just a feature from Anderson .Paak. It's gonna be a whole lot of flavor, a whole much style added on the track, and that's just what Anderson .Paak is. He doesn't just send over features and just send over verses. That man's gonna add so much flavor and style to a track. Moving on, the last few years, I would say the last like 4 or 5 years or so, motherfucking Tizo Touchdown. That man Tizo Touchdown, when he locks in on that feature, man, similar to Anderson .Paak, when you get that Tizo Touchdown, you're like, oh yeah, this man fucking about to go crazy on his features. From his singing, his angelic voice, he just goes over the top. That man locks in. That man taps into a nature like he got to pay rent. He got to pay rent this verse. So he's going to go absolutely insane. And that's what Tizo Touchdown absolutely does. I don't really like his album so much, but when he gets in that feature list, feature on album, I already know. I'm like, yep, Yeah, this is gonna be one of the ones. When Tito touchdown locks in, it's gonna be one of those ones when it comes to the features. Moving on, I would say the last like 5 years, Lil Wayne, obviously a legend, one of the GOATs out here for the better part of the last 30 odd years since he's been in the rap game. Yeah, his features is absolutely insane. Obviously, we already know the Carter 6 that came out a few months ago just was not hitting, but we all know when that man gets on a feature, that man's gonna go absolutely insane. Double entendres, the bars, the punchlines are always gonna be there when it comes to the Lil Wayne feature. The albums, don't know what the hell's going on with that, but the features, especially the last past 5 years, absolutely insane. Moving on, this is kind of an easy one. The Weeknd, obviously, The Weeknd is one of the biggest artists on the planet right now. When you get The Weeknd feature, he's known to add so much flavor, style, sauce, his vocals. Just he should be one. Obviously, I should put him in the obvious category, but I feel like I just had to mention him as one of the mains. Even though he doesn't do features too often, you just know when you get to The Weeknd feature, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of the ones. Moving along, 2 Chainz, motherfucking titty boy. This man is gonna give you a solid verse. Just point blank period, just gonna give you a solid verse, gonna make you laugh a little bit. He gonna give you a solid punchline or two, solid bars, consistent. This man is the Nick Bear. If you ever know who Nick Bear is, you can remember this catchphrase: consistently good rather than occasionally great. This man, 2 Chainz, is just consistently good. You're gonna get a consistently good feature verse from him every goddamn time. He might give you a crazy or great every now and again, but this man gonna give you a consistently good ass verse. We like featuring 2 Chainz, like, yep, that's gonna be a solid verse. It might not wow me to the greatest extent like a J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Diesel touchdown go over the top, Ty Dolla $ign, Anderson .Paak go over the top, but it's gonna be consistent. It's gonna be a consistent ass motherfucker verse. So I gotta mention 2 Chainz. J.I.D. Never say that J.I.D. the last 5 years being considered himself as a feature artist, especially going on his post album. Similar to how I said J. Cole going on feature runs after his albums, J.I.D. tends to go on his feature runs with his album. Similar to once again J. Cole. When you get a J.I.D. feature, that's a damn near verse of the year contender every goddamn time. J.I.D. is just one of those big name artists where in the rap games, the lyrical spiritual milk was all there. The bars, the cadences, the beat switches, just. J.I.D. is just one of the ones, and when he's featured on a track 8 to 10 times out of 10, that verse from him is probably gonna be the feature of the year. So I definitely gotta mention him. And last up, this might be an oddball for people, but Big Sean. Honestly, I think Big Sean's been snapping the side in the last few years. I would say the last 5 years or so. A lot of these artists in the last 5 years or so. 2020 has been great for features. He's been getting solid features. I will say he's not consistently good as 2 Chainz is, like I mentioned earlier, but it's still solid verses. Like every other verse is a solid verse from Big Sean. You just don't know which one is going to be the solid verse from him. He's not consistently good as 2 Chainz, but still a rather solid verse nonetheless. So those are the main ones. I mentioned the obvious, the big 3, and obviously I mentioned the main ones I wanted to mention. I just want to give some honorable mentions. I want to list one that's on the come up. Larry June, the past like 3 years or so, has been pretty much like 2 Chainz. They even made a whole collab album with The Alchemist earlier this year, where Larry June, that man, I swear this man Larry June does not rap. This man just speaks to you. He just speaks to you. It just happens to rhyme. I swear that man Larry June just does not rap to you. He speaks to you. But he's turned into the modern day 2 Chainz, which he just give you a consistently good verse, and it's just gonna be absolutely solid. It's not gonna be nothing crazy over the top, because this man, like I said, just be speaking to you, but consistently good verse every time. Some other honorable mentions we'll give out is Wiz Khalifa, consistently good verse. Rick Ross, been doing this for 20 years or so. Is a solid feature artist. Freddie Gibbs in the last few years has been solid as well when it comes to features. Travis Scott obviously adds a lot of flavor and sauce to things. Another artist that you obviously mentioned is Eminem. If you think about Eminem, when you get a verse for Eminem, it's no longer your track. Instead of adding so much to the track, that man Eminem just takes over the track. He said, fuck your song, your song, whatever the hell you talking about, this is my track now. That's just, unfortunately, it's something that comes with having an Eminem features that is no longer your track, it's Eminem's track. And then also you got to mention, this is what I call the Atlanta Big Four. Future, Young Thug, 21 Savage, Lil Baby. Those 4 always got to be on the album. Some way, somehow, they on everyone's album damn near 2 to 3 times sometimes. Some way, somehow, you got to have a Future verse, a Young Thug verse, 21 Savage verse, and Lil Baby verse. somehow they gotta have at least one of them, if not all, on a goddamn album. But that compiles my short list of hip hop cheat code features in hip hop, R&B, whatever case you want to call it. Obviously, there's a plethora of other artists you can mention. Definitely comment down below any ones I didn't mention, or if you agree or disagree with some of the things that I mentioned when it comes to hip hop cheat code features. But yeah, hip hop, we definitely got some cheat code features where you just see that featured artist on it, just like, yep, it's gonna be a solid track. They're gonna add so much sauce, so much flavor. Damn near a verse of the year every goddamn time. It's just some of these artists are just one of those ones where you just like, you see that name like, yep, it's that time. It's that time. Oh, even I did a video. I got more content like this always coming soon, so please subscribe. Damn, recording just over 10 minutes. I was hoping this was gonna be like 5 to 7 minutes, and of course I rambled on about some of the artists, but nonetheless, 10 minutes is not that bad. It's not that bad. I'll see y'all next video.